What's going on, everybody? My name is Blaze, and today I want to talk a little bit about the game that's right here, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the Nintendo Gamecube. It came out 2003, 2004, long, long time ago, and it was one of the coolest games that came out that nobody really ever had a chance to play or really get to enjoy, or at least experience it to the full effect of the game. Um, the game revolved around you as a traveler. You live in this like town, and the town has a crystal. The crystal is warding off this like storm-like thing, this environment that is, uh, raining down on the town. It's like a mist, basically. The crystal will ward off the mist and keep the townspeople safe, but the crystal's energy is running out. So every year they send out people on caravans to find these trees, to collect dew from the trees, and bring those back to the crystal to rejuvenate it and make sure that they can live for another year or two. It's an interesting kind of an idea, and I don't know if there's any like more like lore or history or story to the game because I didn't really get that far in the game. Um, but one of the reasons that it was really hard to experience the full effect of the game is that you could play it single player, and that was all well and good. I think when you did that, you had like a little Moogle that followed you around. And the reason why you needed a Moogle is because this mist was all over the world, and if you stand in the mist, you basically take damage and you die. Um, but the Moogle would hold a pot for you, and the pot would have like a little bit of that dew in it, so that you could actually survive in like a little in a radius of wherever the pot is. So you could carry the pot with you, but in single player, the Moogle would carry it for you. Playing multiplayer, though, was a bit different. So there was no Moogle, and if you played 4 players, one person would have to carry the pot, which wasn't really a problem. But the biggest problem was that in order to play multiplayer, every single person had to have a Game Boy Advance, a link cable, and then you could actually play multiplayer. The Game Boy Advance would double as a controller, and you could use this to play multiplayer. So I was only able to ever get this to happen twice. And I think the most players I ever had was 3. So it was very difficult to make this happen, but when you actually did, it was pretty fun. It was a very fun game. It was very fun to go through the dungeons and fight the monsters and fight the bosses and get items and materials to help craft new weapons and armor and go fight bigger monsters. It was just cool. So it was kind of along the lines of like Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube, where everyone had to have their own Game Boy Advance SP, but at the same time it was also different. So I really enjoyed the game. It was just one of those things that, even if you had 4 players to play it, like, it would take upwards of like 4 hours to really accomplish anything, and it was very difficult to not only have the equipment, to find 4 people that had a Game Boy, to have 4 Game Boy Advance link cables, to have people that were also interested in Final Fantasy, people who were willing to set aside that much time to play it, and even if you had all that stuff, you still had to have friends. So even if you went out of your way to get all that stuff, you still had to have friends of your own. So it was very difficult to get everything together and coordinate everything and make it happen. This is around the time that online was just starting to kick up for gaming. I think Xbox was doing things with like Halo 2 at the time, and Nintendo had not entered into the online game at all. So it wasn't something that they had thought about. Although if they did, it would have been great. And I know that Mario Kart had dabbled in like online features, and there is a way to play Mario Kart online, Mario Kart Double Dash, on the GameCube, but Nintendo came out with a broadband adapter, and literally 2 games used it, and that was it. So, and that is what it is. But at the same time, they were trying to find other ways to encourage multiplayer on individual screens, but a lot of their efforts fell kind of short. And this was a good attempt, but it just took way too much to make it happen. So the game is coming out, though, on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch on August 27th. So very excited to play the remake. I just wanted to kind of show off a little bit of the game and show off kind of what you'd be doing. So I'll show off a little bit of that, and then I'll show off a boss battle too for you, so you can see like kind of what the boss battles are like, and have an idea of how the game's going to play. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so this is the Goblin Wall. This is a one of the dungeons that you'll go through. You can see on the little map here that there's like fire and rock elements, which I'll kind of show that off a little bit and talk about what that means. But let's go ahead and enter the Goblin Wall. I've actually already defeated this area. So after I've defeated the area, I can go back and change my element to earth or fire, which basically just means the pot that I'm holding will have that element. But we're gonna go ahead and enter the dungeon so I can kind of show you what the combat looks like and how it works. So I can prepare my command list, and that is done on the Game Boy Advance. So if you have the screen and you're playing multiplayer, you can do it on the Game Boy Advance. If you're playing single player, you can use the GameCube controller. I selected multiplayer even though I'm playing by myself, and I have to use the Game Boy controller. But you can see on here that it has kind of my my stats there. If the camera will focus, attack, defense, and what is that? Magic? Yeah, magic. So you can see there's some stats there. There's also a whole like menu, so I can actually equip my command list. Right now it just says attack and defend. Let me put some things in there real quick. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm only going to put a striped apple in there. That's what it shows right now, striped apple on there. But let's go ahead and start it up real quick, and I'll show you what you can do with some of that stuff here in a second. So we're ready. You'll see that I'm holding a pot, and this pot is the safe area, the safe zone. I can move freely within this area and not take any damage. So I do have to take it with me. Like I said earlier, when you play single player, they usually will, like, there's a Moogle that follows you with this stuff. So here's a couple of orbs that drop. There's an orb of Blizzard and an orb of Cure. I can actually go ahead and equip those, and they actually auto-equip to my stuff here. So Blizzard, Cure. If I walk out here and I just hang out in this area, my Game Boy Advance will beep at me and tell me, "Don't stand here, stupid idiot, move." But you can see I took damage too. I can hold down. I can use the L and R button to kind of pick what I want to do. In this case, I want to cure, so if I hold down the A button, charge up my cure, and then move the reticle to who I want to cure, I can cure those people. Same with like Blizzard. Hold down the A button, and now there's that reticle. I move it over, I can cast Blizzard. The combat is pretty straightforward. It's not too difficult. It's basically, it's kind of a hack and slash, sort of. So we'll fight these guys real quick. I'm going to hit them with some Blizzard and do some attack damage to them. You can do a 3-hit attack. I wasn't able to do it there, but you can. Blizzard. A couple of Blizzards should kill this guy. There we go. We've got Fire. We've got Phoenix Down. I can't really use Phoenix Downs in this because... maybe if I equip it. I wonder if I equip it, can I use it? Maybe we'll find out, but... I got it equipped now. I'm just going to heal myself just because. There isn't really an MP meter or anything like that. You just kind of charge up your attack and you can use it as long as you have that orb equipped. After every dungeon, those orbs disappear. So you have to get them again in the next dungeon. And you can kind of see how annoying this might be carrying this thing around. But you also have to kind of select what... Like, you have to select what attack you want to do, and that's also pretty annoying. So you really have to figure out like what you're going to do and make sure that you're on the right attack. So I'm fairly confident that the controls of having to select what you're doing is going to go away in the remakes. I'm actually overly confident that they're going to reshape the battle system a lot. I'm sure the same 3-button attack, the 3-hit attack will remain. But I'm sure that it'll be more like, you know, press A to do the attack. You can press B to, you know, pick up the pot and stuff and talk to people. And then they'll probably do it like you can press, you know, X button to cast a spell or use the item that's equipped in one of these spots, and then, you know, the Y button or circle or triangle or whatever will kind of do the same things. I'm sure they'll map everything to a different button to make it easier to use those attacks, but yeah. Right now it's kind of frustrating, and having to carry this pot around is kind of annoying too, but this probably won't go away. This is kind of a key element to the story, so I'm sure that they'll keep the pot in there. And here you can kind of put this down here, and then it changes the pot to earth. That's how you change the pot's elements. I kind of got in over my head right here. I'm getting destroyed right now. Let's see if we can heal up. It's kind of hard to find the time and the right situation to heal yourself. Especially when there's like a lot of enemies, like... And there's a rhythm. Like, there's a rhythm to doing the attack, but when there's a lot of enemies on screen, it can be pretty tough to figure out when to attack and stuff like that. So, I guess since I've already beaten this dungeon, I can teleport. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to go ahead and show you the boss battle in this dungeon to kind of give you an idea of how the bosses work. This is kind of an interesting boss battle. I'd never fought it before, so I'm going to go ahead and show that scene. So here's one of the boss battles. This is, I think, the second or third boss. I can't remember which one it is exactly. I actually just died to him a few minutes ago, so I'm going to show you maybe a better run against this boss battle. Hopefully a better run. But you can see the boss battle, he'll have a ton of HP, so it's going to take some resources and some management and a few other things too that you'll see in a second. Where's the other guy? You hit me. I'm not trying to defend. Oh my god. This game is not very forgiving, I guess. So now we gotta manage 3 bad guys at the same time, which is gonna be pretty tough. What? What? Oh no. Dude, what is going on? I can't... I can't even heal. So close. He's casting poison. So that's a little annoying. Heal up a little bit. Oh god. So he doesn't have too much health. That's not too bad. This might be like a sub-boss or something. Great. So you can hack and slash if you want to. That's always an option, it seems like. You want to cast magic? Cast you some magic. goes up top. Which I can't really get up there, I don't think. Oh yeah, I can. No! Not poison. It still hit me anyway. There is a clear spell that I can cast to heal my poison. I don't think I'll need it though. I think it's gone away. Cool. That wasn't too bad. I'm not sure if that was the sub-boss or like the main boss or anything like that, but that's just an example of one of the boss battles. There's a Malboro that you fight like at the beginning of this game that has just a ton of HP. Once you realize that he's weak to fire, he's really easy to kill. But the whole point of this game is to take your little pot to collect this dew from some of these life trees. And once you get some, you can actually take it back to the main town. And then that's kind of the whole point, is you go off on these caravans to find these trees to collect this dew and bring it back. The dew, or the trees always happen to be in these dangerous forests or these dangerous caves or whatever. But the idea is that you need to bring it back to a crystal so that the crystal can prevent the storm from taking over the town and killing everybody. So there might be more to the story than that. As maybe you'll learn more as time goes on, but that's pretty much it. And you kind of fill up that jar. Once the jar is full, you bring it back to the town. And then I guess they throw a party or something. But no, the game is pretty fun. It's really cool game. It's super fun to play. And I'm hoping that they make some adjustments and make the game a lot better. Of course, the graphics will be better. So that's already going to be awesome. But yeah, I'm really hoping that they do a lot more to make the game a phenomenal experience in HD. Check into the game when it comes out. I'm going to be playing it. I hope you are too. And I'm really hoping that it has a better presentation than what we experience on the Gamecube. Of course, you're not going to need any extra equipment, so that's good. That's already a plus. But you know, we'll see how good it is. After FF7, I think this was a great game to go back and revisit, because a lot of people didn't get a chance to play it. And I'm hoping they do something similar with like Four Swords adventures for the Gamecube as well. Triforce Heroes was okay, but I liked Four Swords, and I really want them to do something different with that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I just wanted to kind of show off the game a little bit, talk about the release date, and show off when it's going to come out. But thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flippity flip.